Artificial intelligence is becoming increasingly visible, we think, in the economic data. And so part of that is just that stock markets have gone up so remarkably in recent years, in part on excitement about AI, that there's a lot of wealth sloshing around. And we think that's somewhat supportive of consumer spending in the years ahead. More directly, though, there is a huge amount of money being spent to build out data centers and to develop these large language models. And so we are seeing capital expenditures that are surging, particularly in the US, to a lesser extent in China, but we think providing a material addition to economic growth both in 2025 and looking forward in 2026 as well. And so that's absolutely visible in the data. A bit more speculative is whether we're getting productivity benefits already. That is sort of the goal of all of this AI innovation, and seems reasonable to expect it over the long run, but we think we're starting to see it already. So we have increased our forecast to reflect that right now. We think even over the last year, perhaps the US data benefited somewhat from that. And so that's a key element. There are some concerns, on the other hand, about AI, the extent to which it displaces labor. And so we've seen, I would say, targeted and small-scale job losses. And that's not unusual with any new technology. The question is whether those people are able to find equal jobs or better jobs elsewhere in the economy. And it's a bit of an open question right now, but there have been some effects visible there. Similarly, we are seeing investors and markets become a bit more discerning and recognizing, as much as maybe there are more winners than losers in the so-called AI trade, there are some losers, though. And so some sectors are being somewhat disrupted, and software has attracted particular attention as one. These models are very good at coding in particular. And so there are some winners and losers. I think maybe the other theme that's come to the fore recently is one simply of concern that AI is moving so quickly that it could displace large numbers of workers and create big problems for business sectors and so on. And in fairness, it really is an open question. We don't know exactly where this will go. I would give at least two partial counterpoints, though. And so one would be, if we do find ourselves trending in a direction where businesses would like to lay off large numbers of workers and so on, governments can step in and tax AI, tax compute, make it a bit less attractive to completely displace your workforce, raise some funds to retrain workers or compensate workers. And so it's not automatic that this veers in a purely negative direction, even if it is a remarkably powerful form of AI. And then the other thought is just, it's not obvious that AI will get to that point. Most big technological changes have been disruptive, but ultimately haven't permanently displaced labor, and we could still be on that sort of path as well.